latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Outdoors Outdoors with me, Mike. Sending you guys a video review on a new product from Outdoor Revolution. So with me here today, I've got the Outdoor Rev Cayman Cacos SL driveway awning. So essentially it's almost, in terms of its design, very much based on probably like the camper touring and the Van Gogh vacation. So it's a very sort of similar matched up product to that. It's air, so it's quick and easy to pitch. You can see myself pitching this model on our own pitching and packing videos that we've done. It took me about 10 minutes to do everything, so it's really nice and quick, perfect for weekend use, but you can still big enough and use it for week uses as well. And that's one of the joys of it. It means it's a small, compact kind of size. You've got essentially, it's almost a bit of a hybrid, so you've got 3 inflatable tubes, which go individually. You've got kind of this dynamic speed valve, like a dinghy kind of style valve, to get the air in quickly, but also to get the air out as well. And you get a manual pump supplied to do all of that. The hybrid comes in is the front kind of porch section is basically got a fiberglass pole. So you'd almost insert that once you've pitched the main awning itself. So that way it keeps the cost down. And obviously, to be fair, reduces the pack size a little bit, not a huge amount, but it is something, again, that's a little different in comparison to the vacation or the touring, that you've got its fiberglass parts. Now, the canopy depth is quite generous, we say. You've got this really big slope running at the front. Now, you've got the ability on this particular model to add an enclosure to the front of it with the combo porch door. So what this is, it actually zips on the very front of it and then toggles along so, and it creates you almost like a front door to enclose the space completely. Comes included with a ground sheet for the section, and also you've got some additional, I believe, curtains that can go in here just to hide the windows that we've got located at the front. So that's an option that certainly is nice for the Cacos. Other things to mention as well is that you can, in that same porch doors, have an additional sleeping bedroom inside of here if you want to. Is take the whole space, and purpose, I think, for this particular model is a bit redundant, so I wouldn't really look at that, but it's an optional extra if you really wanted to go for it. We're using Outdoor Rev's 140 HD fabric, so it's about 70 denier, 3000mm hydrostatic head, so it's nice and waterproof, lightweight and durable. You've got nice PVC windows built into kind of the canopy section, to add a little bit of light into there, and there's only really one window into the front section as well, and we'll swing the camera around in a bit and go through the inside of it in just a moment. You've got a side door in this section here, obviously with complete with mesh, so you've got a good amount of ventilation, so you've got a nice big mesh door on the side. There's a mesh door on the front as well, so you can get airflow running throughout the awning itself. Other things you can bear in mind is there's additional guide stroke you can put on the very front of it to kind of get it nice and taut. The back section, you've got a little vent beneath the kind of where the bedroom section is to help that circulation there and help fight condensation. And again, there's a nice big back vent at the back here as well, just to kind of keep it, again, have that airflow in the actual model. It's available in 2 sizes, so it's available in a low and a mid. The low is going to do 180 to 210, the mid 210 to 255. So you can pick and choose what vehicle it's going to fit. A tunnel width around about 2.5 meters, so it's going to fit VW and sort of transporter vans perfectly. When you get to that higher mid-size with kind of more panel vans, you've got to be very wary about how much your sliding door opens up, to whether you can, open up fully. A lot of time you bring it back halfway, about 260 is fully open, so around about 2 meters it should be okay. Multiple ways you can actually attach it onto a vehicle as well. So you can either go for the prefixed cader that's on the actual awning. There's a 6mm and a 4mm, so you can feed those directly into a rail if you really wanted to. Not recommended for me personally, just because you'll lose the functionality of driving away, or certainly it's going to be an absolute pig to drive away from. So for me, a fixing kit would enable you to do that with a lot more ease. There's also a just guide points which you can throw it over the top of the vehicle, guide it down the other side, and that'll pull the material up tightly to it. Failing that, there's also a sleeve for kind of a pole to insert into, and you can clamp that into a gutter rail or into like a Remo rail and all those little versions of it. But I'll tell you what, let's have a little look on the inside and show you what more the Cacos has to offer. So now we're kind of at the front of the Cacos, you can kind of get a bit more an idea for certain the canopy depth you've got in here initially. Like I said, it's a great sort of depth, and the fiberglass poles literally velcro into place on the underside here. So you would insert that. Makes it a little bit trickier, makes it a little bit harder than just inflating an air beam, but like I said, it helps to keep the cost down as such. The front doors, we've almost got this whole big kind of 60-40 door, so it's like 60% of the door You've got a mesh built into it as well, so you've got the airflow directly in, and we've twinned up with kind of the canopy you've got located here. It's going to give you that rain-safe shelter, and you've got the bug protection nice and neatly here. So when we open that fully up, there is obviously a normal door as well to seal it up as you see fit. This can roll back nice and neatly, and then toggle back like so. And you've got one top and bottom. Still a bit of a rush job for the time being. Now the lip, you can see at the front, actually comes up and comes down. So that means that you've got trip-free hazard in and out of the actual awning. So as we've got it here, kind of, it's brilliant for sealing the weather up. Alternatively, we just peg that directly down. You've got a sewn-in ground sheet into the awning as well, so it makes it all feel nice and protected. Now we're sort of in here, immediately internal height. It's not, I wouldn't say it's as boxy as probably as the touring or as the vacation. But I think, to be fair, it's not too bad of a size. And certainly when you've got the inner bedroom, which is included with the Cacos, that again is quite nice. It's slightly a darker child. Elasticated cord as well, so you can obviously remove that if you wanted to use it more for internal space, but it's included necessarily in the price. So that's also a good consideration. The beams admittedly are a little bit smaller, I'd say, than the touring and the Vango vacation. And I think that's probably these small little bits, like the polar thing, is why it's kind of, from a cost point of view, a little bit sort of where you haven't got as many features, shall we say. In the bedroom section itself, we've got little pockets located down here, so you can declutter the main part of the tent. And a divider between the section. We'll bring the camera in shortly just to show you, so it separates one from the other. It's also worth mentioning this is about, the main body is about 3 meters wide, which is around about a little bit smaller than the vacation, but also in comparison to the touring, it's a bit bigger than the touring itself. The panel into the main kind of to the tunnel section here, you've got ability of zipping it back from sort of front to back. So it kind of mirrors what the sliding door will do. You've also got this mesh part here as well, so you can drop that down and get a bit of airflow into the main body. But we can just toggle that back. Keep that neat and tidy, and jobs are good 'un. And again, this kind of section in between the area can toggle up and toggle down, so you can get that sort of flat lip all the way into the actual awning itself. From a tunnel point of view, you've got a nice sort of wide tunnel, great for sort of using it for storage section as well. So you've got this great storage section back here. In fact, let's bring the camera in probably at this point. It'd be nice to get a bit more of an idea about it. So as we kind of come in, you can sort of appreciate it does feel a little bit lower in comparison to kind of its competitors. But like I said, in the bedroom section at the back works really quite nicely. So again, if you wanted to, you almost take half the bedroom down and have it on one side and not the other, if you really wanted to. You've got a little hanging loop up back here for a lantern as well. And then you've got a divider between the two sections, which just kind of toggles in place just to give you a bit more of a screen. And then you've got a nice big mesh kind of window, but as you sort of directly back in here, you can kind of appreciate a bit more of an ample sort of size we've got here. Like I said, the tubes are a little bit smaller than they are in comparison to its competitor models. You also got these little parts here, so you can put some bracing poles across, and you can get up to 3 bracing poles, 1 in each corner, and then 1 vertically straight in the roof, and follow the seam line with little Velcro tabs to kind of keep it in place. Velcro located here is for kind of the up and down lighters, so it gives you the ability of having sort of Outdoor Rev's own kind of system. And as we move into kind of the main kind of tunnel section, we can see, there's a really great sort of space, perfect for kind of, creating a bit of storage area located behind there. And then that tunnel can be fully opened up with the sliding door. There admittedly is only kind of one door in the tunnel section, which is basically on the back side, so you haven't got one on the front side, which again is something that you get on the vacation but not on the touring, so it sort of mirrors that. But if we head on outside, you see how it pitches quite smartly against it. And then you've got the different size beadings, so you've got dual beaded parts on there, the throw-over straps, and then a sleeve for the kind of pole and clamp kit. And then you've got toggle points when you're finished using it. you just kind of pull those and toggle that back nice and neatly. But I think it sits really nicely. I think that's one thing I do think, especially from the first angle we had. I think it sits really well. You've got a great sort of overlap. You can see kind of the canopy depth. The two-tone fabric looks really nicely. Obviously, that low-level ventilation, as we talked about previously, and then that big kind of vent at the back. It's kind of, in a way, I suppose, I wouldn't say it's basic, but it's got a lot of features in it for the price point, especially considering obviously the bedroom is included as well. That's also kind of a really nice big benefit. And the dual mesh doors, front and side, again, is quite unique really to it. But for more information, you can check the link below this video. It'll take you straight through to our website where we've got more information about the pack sizes, the features, the other videos we've got on the model, the ability of the porch door. So in fact, that looks something like this as well. So that's the porch door on the combo, but it's the same concept, so the same one fits this model as it does others. And we've got separate videos about pitching a porch door onto it as well, so you can always check those out. But for more information, like I said, follow the link below. Let us know what you think about it. We'd love to hear from you guys, so feel free to pop some comments in the box below. And then we've also got some more information on the website about package deals and things like that as well. But in essence, that's kind of our little video review of the Cosmos, I keep saying Cosmos, the Casco. Generally, I think for me, it's a really nice model, certainly well price pointed in the range. It lacks a few things I think the Vango Vacation has, but in its own right, it also has the ability of the front door, I think, is a bit of a benefit. So it's definitely more a trade-off. You lose maybe sort of internal space and a bit more spec for something that can enclose the front. So it's definitely that kind of throwback of what's kind of important to you, in essence. But yeah, for more information, like I said, check the link below. Any more questions, feel free to ask.